Welcome, Terry, to the Box of Random podcast, where pity laughs are a valid currency. Today,
I'm Rich.
Oh, okay. Tanner and me, with me being secret. And
Same person it always is.
well, I guess introductions are my thing. And have been.
Yeah.
And always will be.
So
No opportunists.
I just want to point out, if pity laughs are a valid form of currency, I am rich.
They're very small amounts of currency.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I've gotten so many pity laughs. I think you underestimate me.
Always.
You underestimate my power.
And if anyone kills me, I will haunt the podcast and still do the introductions.
Oh,
It's my thing. No one can have it.
that would be awesome.
If I die, I'm gonna be a ghost and haunt the entire world. I guess not even haunt. I'm just gonna travel. I want to see the bottom of that pit. You know, the bottomless pit we can't find the bottom of because it's bottomless.
So,
Changing the subject.
well,
I fear pens.
I don't think I was even going to change the subject. Dang it, now I can't remember what I was going to say. I blame you, Terry.
Are we talking about if you die?
Oh,
If.
no, but, so I think it would
For
be...
him, it's when.
I think it would be really neat if we had this podcast going long enough that we saw our personalities and voices change.
Yeah.
Like, especially for me, where I'm still growing.
I'm gonna be so annoying. Yeah, because I stopped growing. Totally. My character is set. I'm flat from this point forward.
Exactly.
I've been an old man since I was 10, and I've been a fairly old man since I was 4. So at this point, I've just died, and I'm stagnant for the rest of my life.
That sounds about right.
You're not even old! Wait, you've always been old. Actually happened in conversation one time.
That
It
sounds
was
like you.
interesting.
So, I learned how to podcast.
What? It's like you future learned it. You're a future psychic like Roy Greenhilt, the future psychic.
What's that? Is that a DC thing or what?
Order of the Stick.
Order of the Stick. Okay.
Ellen, just being Ellen, decided that Roy is a future psychic because he read his mind from the future.
Oh gosh, but so I learned out
of the universe. And then, after I learned out the universe, I just kind of left and unlearned the universe to get back in.
I learned out from the big man people that we didn't have an RSS feed. I got it figured out, and now we do, but we didn't. So
That was unfortunate.
we've been podcasting wrong.
I don't care.
I didn't even think that was possible, but we were podcasting wrong.
I don't buy it. It's all a conspiracy. Tanner.
Designed specifically towards us.
No, just me. All conspiracies
Way
are
to-
about me.
Way to be so self-centered.
Just because I'm self-centered doesn't make it true.
You're a very big man, people.
So yeah, everything's about me except what's not. And that doesn't apply to anyone else.
Definitely not.
That's how vague statements work. So I caught up on Order of the Stick again.
Again.
Yeah. The last time I caught up was 5-6 years ago. So I had a while. Several comics to read that I hadn't yet. So that was good. Did you know that one's been going on for 13 years?
That is really impressive for a webcomic.
It's such a good story, too.
Which
It's
is
all
silly.
It's all goofy and funny and make fun of games and arbitrary rules and stuff. And it's also this epic, awesome story, which is pretty great. There's an awkward staring contest going on right now.
Oh yeah, I exist.
He's lying. Avery Omega doesn't exist.
We'll cut him out later.
Will you? Actually,
Not
I
of the
would not
podcast.
be surprised if you didn't.
I'm just gonna mute all of your. I'm just gonna mute everything you say and just leave it like that. I'm not gonna edit anything that we say, just what you say. So they're just gonna be these silences that we're talking to.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is kind of creepy. He said that.
Don't explain it to them.
Well, there was no context, so that wouldn't even do anything anyway.
Yeah.
Federation Force is awesome.
Yeah, Metroid Prime Federation Force. That looks... I haven't played it, but Avery got it for his birthday. Say happy birthday.
No,
I'll wait.
we're gonna be waiting a while.
Okay, someone said happy birthday.
I
So...
believe in you, Terry. You're many interbeings.
And then we... Federation Force is very fun looking. I haven't gotten to play it much yet.
I have to play it solo.
But it's Metroid Prime multiplayer co-op.
And it's mission-based and has some really awesome missions, and I've only seen,
I think it's...
10?
I like co-op.
Yeah.
People...
Or maybe 11.
I think co-op is underrated.
Yeah.
Um,
People are just too obsessed with shooting each other that they don't shoot with each other.
Well, Metroid Prime Federation Force, people are freaking out about it like, oh, it's not a real Metroid Prime game. We just want a real Metroid Prime game.
people said that about
But
Metroid
they
Prime.
forget a few years ago when Metroid Prime was announced. They're like, oh, that's not a real Metroid game. We just want a real Metroid game. And it's like, guys, I hate you so much.
I'm one of those people that's like, I don't want it to be a Metroid Prime game, but that's just because I don't want it to be a Metroid Prime game. It's not that I have anything against it. I think it's a great game. I just think that the tag of Metroid Prime should be limited to the actual Metroid Prime series, not just all their 3D Metroid games.
Well, it's a franchise.
I know, but it's just, it bugs me that
Metroid Prime figurines are still Metroid Prime figurines, even if they're not in a video game.
Yeah.
It's not just a series anymore, it's a franchise. And when you have a franchise, you have spin-offs, and that doesn't make them bad.
No, it doesn't. Metroid Prime died with Echoes. Or Corruption, I guess. Echoes was still a good game. Corruption. Metroid Prime died with Corruption.
Well, right before it was released.
But for any of you listening that have not bought Metroid Prime because you heard that it was a terrible game,
He's talking
chances
about
are-
Federation Force.
right? Chances are the person who said that
Has
hasn't
not
actually
played the game.
And if they have played the game and still say that, they probably weren't doing
Just-
co-op.
Or don't like Metroid Prime.
It is an excellent game. The aiming is really well done with the gyro controls.
It plays
and
like
it
Metroid
has
Prime.
really good strafing, and it was a very well done conversion from. We played the Wii version, so from Wii controls to 3DS controls.
Well, it took the GameCube controls and added gyro controls for more precise aiming.
Yeah.
And that was appreciated, so you can actually aim without standing still.
Also, there
Yeah.
not backtracking. Oh goodness!
What? Blasphemy.
Did you guys know that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon isn't a Pokemon spin-off, it's a Mystery Dungeon spin-off.
I did know that.
I didn't know that for a long time because that never really came out in the West, and it's not typically the kind of game I play because it's a roguelite, and the whole dying and losing all your levels thing is just frustrating.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. But
Oh, man.
Federation Force. So there are paint jobs, which are costumes you get for your mechs, and some of them give you special bonuses. The only ones I've unlocked that give you special bonuses are from the amiibos, and they cheat
They're broken.
so much.
You get 10 missiles per slot instead of 3.
So it's very easy to get hundreds of missiles.
And then you just go pew, 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 and just win.
I actually ran out because I just went pew, 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 and there were a lot of space pirates.
Oh, gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
so the space pirates are kind of awesome. And the Federation Force is pretty dumb.
In
Well,
corruption.
not the Federation Force, but the Galactic Federation.
Yes, the Federation Forces, their special ops
and
team.
they are awesome.
They are insane.
But the Galactic Federation, so Space Pirates had been doing like years of research with Phazon.
And in Metroid Prime Corruption,
They're
just like, let's inject ourselves with Phazon.
And it's
See
like,
what
guys,
happens.
Guys, this is a super active mutagen that's extremely radioactive and kills you by being near it.
they had
And
to
drives you insane.
The
It's
Space
also-
Pirates had to genetically modify people in order for it to not totally destroy them.
And, it's dimensionally unstable.
And drives you insane. Basically, Corruption made everyone dumb.
Yeah.
That game, everyone was dumb.
And it was annoying because Samus didn't even get mad at them. She was just like, oh, okay.
Just once. I want to see the main character of a game start flipping out at all the BS science all the other characters pull.
I know there's a game I've played that they did that.
Just like, oh, well, we've injected you with this. Why would you do that? Do you know how wrong that is? Have you seen what this stuff does? Well, we did it with this special metal needle thing. We're not entirely sure how this was made. Then why are you using it?
I know there's a game where that's happened. I can't think of it right now.
Yep. Samus is part Metroid in the latest game in the continuity, which is Fusion for you, those who don't know. But a lot more people do know because Film Theory just did a thing on that.
Does Fusion take place
Film
after
Theory.
all the Metroid Prime
All
games?
of the Metroid Prime games.
Okay, so that's like 20 years after.
Yeah.
It's like 20 years in the future.
It's a long time in the future.
Okay. So.
It's actually only like 2 years ahead of the last game. But
When does Federation Force take place?
I don't know if that's been placed on the timeline yet.
Okay.
But I think it's...
Okay, Metroid's timeline actually makes sense. It's wrong. Video games' timelines shouldn't make sense.
Just look at Zelda or Kingdom Hearts. We'll have to talk about that sometime.
Yeah. So.
It's so weird. The waveforms won't show up anymore. It's this program. Once Tanner switched us to Reaper, because he does the techie stuff, because I never got to learn that. The waveforms are just puny. There it is. Cool. He changed it as we were talking. It was bugging me every time we did this that I couldn't watch him.
It's because Reaper is meant for multi-tracking, but it's also a lot easier to use than Audacity, in my opinion. So what we did was we switched over to Reaper, but we're only using one track, so it just looks so lonely. So I just made it bigger.
That works for me.
Now it can be lonely more, because it has more heart.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, wouldn't
That's how
that
wave
be
files works.
worse though? Like you're even more lonely because you have more emotions.
Wasn't that what he just said?
I know, but wouldn't that be worse?
That was
He
the
made it.
point.
He made it
That's-
sound like it was something better. Your tone. Now it can be lonely more. Wait.
Have you heard of sarcasm?
What?
Huh?
Have
What's
you
a
heard of-
sarcasm?
No, I haven't. I just.
It's this new hip thing with the kids and their doodads and
Their diddly
It's
Wabbits?
also called verbal irony.
Sarcasm
Okay.
is not the right word. Actually, that's not.
Sardonicism.
Sardonicism is what most people think sarcastic is. Sarcasm. Sarcasm, the literal definition is the tearing of flesh.
So
Emotional flesh.
No, it's
That's
actually
added
physical
on.
flesh.
But the English is dumb. They have, well, parts of English are dumb. Like irony has several different forms, and that's stupid. And then infer actually means
irony. So irony. Okay, sorry. I'll explain this after. Continue. Infer means.
in dictionaries, infer means both infer and imply. So you can infer an inferred inference inferred from an inferred inference. That's a thing that can happen because that's dumb.
Like buffalo, 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 buffalo.
I
is a
don't
correct
understand
English
how
statement.
that's a correct
I don't
sentence.
either, but
Like,
apparently
there's
buffalo
no
is a
verb.
verb.
I've never heard of buffalo being a verb.
Supposedly it's a verb. There's some form of it that is a verb.
Do you know
Says
what?
the internet.
Do you know what doesn't make any
Terry.
sense? You know how in all the future games and stuff
The
they
flying
use
spaghetti monster.
No, that was
Well,
what I was
that
gonna
too.
talk about.
Perfect
but-
sense.
In all the future games, they get rid of like their alphabet, and it's like, guys, the alphabet is good. Don't get rid of it. That's not a technological advancement. That's a technological reversion.
Everything is Chrome in the future. Sorry. Okay, so back to irony. What I was saying was, so irony actually only has one definition, but it has several uses. Irony is when the actual outcome is different from the expected outcome. So verbal irony is when the actual
That's
outcome
a
or
stupid
meaning,
definition.
that actual outcome of the meaning of what you're saying is different from the expected outcome or meaning.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
It's English.
That's the worst.
So,
Not the worst, but it's far down there.
and then dramatic irony is when, so situational.
You act like you're gonna be a drama queen, but you're just a drama peasant.
No.
Drama.
But that would be funny. But so
Stand
dramatic
down,
irony-
drama peasant! I chipped a nail! It is my time!
Dramatic irony and situational irony both have to do with stories. I'm not sure which is which, but one of them is when the audience knows what's really going to happen, but the people in the story don't. I believe that's dramatic.
That would make sense.
But
it's English, so it's probably situational.
Most of English makes sense, but there are just way too many interpretations of
It's
rules
just too
that are...
big.
Yeah, there are so many words in English.
Well, so Middle English made more sense than modern English in
Because
a
it
lot of
just
ways.
compiled more and more and
Well,
more.
because they didn't really have a way of writing. Because, like, Old English was the Anglo-Saxon. Really weird Germanic stuff. Okay, so then there's Middle English, where they were speaking English, but their writing was phonetic. Like, almost every other language ever.
We have too many homophones.
Yeah. So their writing was phonetic. So thought. But the problem with this was there were too many different phonetic spellings. So thought had like 3 different spellings.
That's why I don't like reading Old English.
No, that's Middle English. Old English is the Germanic, like, super harsh Anglo-Saxon stuff. What Beowulf was written in. Middle English is what the Canterbury Tales is written in.
I don't like either of those.
Canterbury Tales is actually really cool. You know A Knight's Tale, the movie?
No. I know. I didn't mean the stories. I meant the reading in it.
Okay.
It's like Britain. Why do they spell pajamas with a Y? Why?
What?
They spell pajama with a Y.
That what?
Here, I will find it
How
on
do
my
they
phone.
spell it? Where's the Y?
It's like pyjamas. P-Y-jamas.
I have a pig.
It's like they make fun of us for not saying the H in herb. Herb. Suck it.
Herb.
Don't do that. I said it once, and then you ruined it. They ruined it, guys.
Herb.
I just think it's a fun word to say.
And then
This is gonna be one of our
Say
new sound
herb.
clips.
but
Lemon and herb. Herbert. Lemon and Herbert.
Lemon and Herbert.
Lemon and Herbert.
That sounds like a spoof of Rosemary and Thyme.
Lemon and Herbert.
Let's do it. Let's totally
Where
do
instead
it.
of going around and solving mysteries, they go find ways to make unsolvable crimes.
Here,
Yes!
It's all about them outsmarting the detectives.
I found
Lemon and Herb.
I found how they
We're
spell
gonna
it.
make it.
So
Herbert.
Americans spell it the right way. P-A-J-A-M-A-S. British people spell it wrong. P-Y-J-A-M-A-S.
Pyjamas! Pyjamas!
Pajamas.
Pyjamas.
Fear pajamas. Okay, we've got Dario Gil. What was the other one?
Jason O'Lara.
Jason O'Lara.
I think that's
And-
what it was.
Pajamas. Pajamas is gonna be a villain.
Yes!
He'll work with Lamont and Herbert.
Pajamas, Lord of the Gnomes, conquering the Fey-Bit.
Okay, we're gonna make this into a D&D campaign. We have to. We will film it and upload it to YouTube, and it will be a hit success. We just have to make sure there's a love triangle in there somewhere. We'll kill the girl. Don't worry. Or no,
Well, we already have a love triangle. It just happens in the background, and then the Elf King kills them all.
Right.
But we need to
Plus,
make
between me, Brogan, and Pippin.
Or not, because that's dumb.
That's weird, Tanner.
You're weird.
I am weird.
I do want to read Lemon and Herbert, though.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
This kind of... you say what you're doing, and then I can...
Well, I was
I
gonna...
have
Do
words.
this... What?
Words? Okay.
Awkward silence.
So,
You can make anything awkward by saying it's awkward.
anyway.
Yeah.
But
This is awkward.
do you know what would be fun?
Awkward.
Lamont and Herbert? Because I actually think being a criminal investigator is a really cool job to get. And I also like the forensic side of it. And like the normal detective stuff. So what if I write it? Just kidding. We'll all write it. That way it will be special.
Avery doesn't like writing. He
No.
likes thinking of things to write about,
Yes, that's
And-
so much fun.
and then doesn't like actually writing it, because that
I
takes
can
time.
No.
And effort.
It takes characters. That's the problem. I
They
can
have
write
to-
myself, and that's it.
There are so many people. Well, write about yourself discovering a lost ancient city.
I've
Go-
actually been thinking.
Write about yourself traveling through a labyrinth.
one of the things I was doing is I was building a world, and I was doing my own systems of magic for, like, monsters and stuff, and then I was just going to make them be in the world, and then I was going to kill all of them.
Yep, that's how things go.
Yep! That was loud. I apologize. No, I don't.
Well, this is
I don't
awkward.
love you, Terry.
Now it's awkward. See, I told you.
But I still believe in you.
I don't.
I'm really frustrated that I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Okay, that's usually how it goes.
What were we talking about?
Well, we
That I
were
was
talking
to say
about
something.
Lemon and Herbert and the Elf
Darby
King.
O'Gill and Jason Alera. Oh,
And-
right, that's what it was. Okay, I got it now. I actually thought of it because of the love triangle, but so I was
The
talking.
one where they all die.
Yeah, so I was talking with some friends, and so
What? How come everyone has friends but me?
Because I try.
So
Yeah, that's
we were
probably
talking
how.
about making a love pentagon.
Pentagon.
Not a pentagram? Make a love pentagram?
Oh my goodness, it'll have like a demon, an angel, and...
Yes! Please, we will use each point
Xander's
to
like, this is so much better.
we will use the 5 different points of the pentagram to show the 5 different most common uses of the pentagram. We'll have a devil, we'll have an angel, and yes, the pentagram was at one point a holy symbol. We'll have
Still is in a lot
some
of religions.
Yeah, like the swastika.
yeah, and we'll have like some Norse person, like this big Norse man, this big Viking person with the big full-on Thor beard, Storm Thorgerson. And so
Probably
then,
the manly bird.
and so then we'll have a witch, and then there's and then there's
Then we'll
also
have a chicken.
Why chicken?
'Cause
there's
people
also
cut chickens next
and then there's
to
also a use
sacrifice.
for it in ancient Egypt. There's also an ancient Egyptian use for it, but I
So
can't
someone with an
remember what it
animal
is.
head.
Or we could
Yeah.
just do a knight. Like, just the stereo.
Oh, right. It was also one of the knights' symbols. It was to represent 5 of the. It was
It was
to
the 5 virtues of chivalry.
Yeah, the 5 virtues of chivalry. So we'll have a knight, a devil, an angel, and
A Norse guy.
a Norse guy, and a witch.
Oh, but we don't have a Japanese.
Huh?
We don't have like a
Oh,
Japanese
that's
monk
true.
guy.
The Onmyoji.
We'll just make the witch
Well-
a Japanese witch.
Yeah.
Well, we can have them like, we could have the pentagram and the star lifted a little. And so we could have,
2 layers.
yeah. Or a peak is more what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
And then have some of those crossed lines as points as well, not just the end of the star.
Yeah.
And this will be a love pentagram.
Yeah, and in each layer, 4 of them have their relationship cross things, and the 5th one just wants to kill everyone.
That's the angel. He's gonna be the
Okay.
angel of death.
Or the knight who's just like, ugh, you guys suck, I want to kill a dragon.
So, alright, so we're coming up on the 30-minute mark.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
Okay,
We
we're gonna...
ramble. We are going to have a part 2. If this entertained you, then head on over. We're going to be...
Even if it didn't,
Yeah.
we know where you live.
We know where all of you live.
So,
And we know what you
The
look like.
planet Earth.
and we will...
Don't make us end the Earth.
We will soon
sun, solar
be
system.
on iTunes.
Yeah.
So...
Soul.
If you're
The
listening
soul
on
solar
iTunes,
system.
and even if you're not, please check if we're up
Solar,
there yet.
solar,
And leave
solar,
us a
soul.
rating and review,
Solar.
please. It helps us out a lot. So
Listen to
Algorithm.
him. He's important.
yeah,
He's
so,
trying so hard to say things that are important, and we're just talking about solar systems.
Okay,
Solar systems.
It's like
Okay,
a buffalo,
so-
buffalo.
So if you're listening on iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever, Stitcher Radio, wherever you are, please leave us a rating and a review. It helps us out a lot to reach a broader audience.
They also call it football. What's with that?
What's a football?
Soccer.
So please just
Football.
just
There's
leave a
football
rating. I'm
and
done with
football.
this.
It's not football and American football. It's football and football. Or football and
So,
soccer, if
head
you're
over
gonna
to
say it right.
head over to part 2 of this episode if you want to hear more.
We're gonna be talking about a real, totally gonna happen, not really, maybe, books.
So what we're gonna be doing is
Don't tell them, that's it.
Oh, okay.
End the
Have
episode!
fun!
Bye! Avery,
You cut them off.
he hasn't stopped recording. Just
What?
say bye.
Oh,
I don't love you, Terry. Goodbye.
I was gonna do that post editing, but I'll stop it now.
No.